Hey, it's me, and allow me to reintroduce myself. When I first started these videos almost a year ago, I was coming out of a mission and suffering with severe trauma, severe amnesia, and literally started these videos because I was literally called to do so. I said that from the beginning. It was not something that I wanted to do. It was something that I needed to do. And I was told to start these videos so that I could tell my story and it be like a testimony to others that, you know, whatever you're going through, that you could get through it the same way I did or better. So today it was on my heart, and these things just happen. You can't always, figure out why they happen. Like, I had no intentions today to make this video, but people just sometimes get that feeling. As I speak these words, I am definitely not like extremely like nervous, like anxiety ridden, but definitely, a little nervous. But I want to reintroduce myself from when the world saw the first original video of I wouldn't even say broken, but I would say it was definitely a woman who had been through a lot and just trying to fight and find her way through it. It was kind of like, when you live in severe fear and isolation, and you finally feel safe and you're finally out of whatever was holding you captive, and like the curse was lifted, and now you find yourself in your real reality, and it's like, it's this like raw feeling. It's a real raw feeling, and you just are waking up to, who the fuck am I? Who the fuck are you? Literally, like, woke up to people on my phone. I didn't even know who the fuck they were. People around me, and I'm just like, who the fuck are you? And like, why are you even here? And then feeling like I had to have this loyalty to people who were actually like downright nasty to me. So literally woke up in a situation that was not conducive to healing. However, I continued anyway. I continued on. I continued listening to the voices in my head, and I thank God that I did. But I want to talk about who I am and where did this begin and who I am today. I am not who I used to be when I was in elementary school. I'm not who I used to be when I was in middle school. I'm not who I used to be when I was like 17 and I was running shit. Like, I think I was running shit all my life. Literally, Candle, what's your problem? Like, some weird shit be going on in this house. Like, I just saw the candle fucking fly. But that's funny. Literally, I think I've been like literally growing and seeing myself transform. So I'm not who I used to be when I was 17, and I literally was running shit. Never the face, but behind the scenes. So I literally went through so many transformations, so many different timelines and all this shit. And like, I can honestly say that, like, when I started these videos, like, I was exhausted. I was tired. I was burnt out. And I had every right to be. Everything that I did, everything that I said, take it for what it is. That's what it was in that moment. But as of you know, before today, but as of today, when you see this video, because time is nothing but a perception, I am me now, and I'm something new. If you knew the old me and you think you know me based off the old me, I'm sorry, but you don't know me. And I'm gonna need you to get a fucking clue, because from now on, if you fucking play with me, like, there will be fucking consequences. If you play stupid games, you get stupid fucking prizes. And I mean that on my soul. That's on God. That's on everything. Like, I'm not fucking playing with nobody no more. You caught me during a vulnerable state and you thought I was something sweet to play with, but I'm not. So I still want to get back on track and get back to why I was called to do this video. My name is Latifah Cherie White. I am the one and only Latifah. There's different variations of me that are just as beautiful. Some are just as kind and wonderful in their own right, but I am the one and only Latifah White. And Latifah Cherie White. No one has my spelling. No one has none of that. The only thing someone probably will have is my surname. So anything that ever says it's me is a fucking copy, and it needs to go like permanently, because there's only one me. So I say that to say, as a child, I've been giving my story in bits and pieces, but as a child, I had a horrible childhood. A lot of people thought I had a childhood that I didn't have. Like, I think a lot of people thought I was spoiled. I got to get my way, and literally in the house I grew up in, I literally was fighting angels, and I mean, not angels, I was fighting demons in that house that weren't mine. Some of them were mine, and but a lot of them were not. I grew up in a very chaotic and dysfunctional household, like much of the people in my age group did that lived in my city and city like mine. So if you are seeing this video and you can relate, just know that I feel you. So I was a kid who literally was wise beyond my time. So because I was so wise beyond my time, and I did not need a book to be wise, even though I literally spent my free time reading, learning. Even when I played, my play was play by learning. So I wasn't just, you know, do. Like, my playing was, I'm gonna play chess by myself or checkers by myself. I'm gonna play this trivia game. I'm gonna play life by myself, because I had a brother, but he was 7 years older than me. He didn't want to play with me, so I learned to play by myself. So I literally grew up feeling alone, even though I had, you know, spirits and, you know, demons and ghosts and all kind of stuff all around me. Those were my playmates. And and there be times that, you know, I think that you're gonna realize, if you do have access to me, is that I literally still see those things, not the exact same things, but I still see spirits. I still see things that are not there to other people, and literally could be talking to something that's not there, and people will be looking at me like, who are you talking to? And I'm just like, you don't see that person right there? Like, and that's okay. Like, so I had grew accustomed to, because when I grew up in the household, my mom, she kind of like denied what I was seeing. She acted like it didn't exist and I was making things up, and that's fucking very detrimental to a child's psyche, because I started to think like I was crazy and my reality wasn't my reality. However, my reality was a reality that she didn't want to accept, and I think it made her feel better to deny it instead of validating my own experiences. So in which that made me definitely grow up kind of confused and, you know, not knowing how to use those abilities and that gift that I have. But yeah, I definitely had saw so much stuff. Like, a lot of people tend to be afraid of the dark, and literally I thrive in the dark. Darkness is like my safe space. So when I was a child, I would go hide in the closets and hide under the bed. Like I would talk to things while I was in there. I would talk to stuff in my head. And some people will look at this as like, oh, well, she's schizophrenic. And I really don't care what you label it as. I believe in God. I believe in spirituality. And I'm going with that route. None of my gifts are hurting anyone. Unless I pray for you to get what you deserve. And by me praying for you to get what you deserve, you get what the fuck you deserve, bitch. So that's just how that goes. Like, you cannot come fucking around with nice people and think that you not gonna get something back out of it. But I feel like me spending that time with darkness and with things in the dark, you realize that everything in the dark is not evil. Most of the time we are told to fear the things that bump underneath our bed and that walks through the closets and all that stuff. Like, but nobody talks about it enough, about how you should be very fucking afraid of these human vessels that's walking around. That what lies in these human vessels are far more fucking dangerous than anything ever to, you know, come to you underneath the bed or in the closet. I always tell people I'm more afraid of the things that, you know, walk around here. And I'm not even afraid. That was like the me that went through what she went through was afraid. Like at 17, like, okay, bring that shit. Like, you want to play? Bitch, Chucky, you want to fucking play Chucky? Trash Allen. That was for somebody, and I hope she gets that message, stupid bitch. But anyway, that's gonna happen a lot because that's who the fuck I am. And a lot of people, I feel like, put so much projection and pressure on me to be all love and light, and I'm just so far from it. I am love and light, but I'm love and light to those who need it and who deserve it. The old version of me, for whatever reason, felt like I could love and light the shit away, but that's a no. Life needs balance. And I have finally found balance for me, because I feel like maybe I was a little too dark at one point, and I feel like this is definitely a mature balance for me, that I can be dark as shit, stir up chaos and confusion in a nice little cute way, because I do like doing that sometimes. I like playing with people, but I never want it to go too far. Some people will play with you and be, you know, there's a outright brawl going on after they done play. I don't never want it to go that far. I just like to, like, just make shit fun. But yeah, like, I literally just look back at childhood, and no child should have had to go through what the fuck I went through as a child. At any age. At any age that I was a child, no one should have had to go through it. However, we all sign up to be here. We all sign up to do the things that we are doing, be around the people that we're around. And it's all for a divine purpose. God is always here with us. God is always here with us. For me, I literally idolized my earthly parents as this all to be all. But when I guess I got to a certain age where I realized, like, they're just humans. they're just like me. Even though I don't identify as pure human, I identify as a spiritual being, a very, very spiritual being. And like, I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. Like, this is the honest to God truth, and I think that it needs to be stated more. There's nothing wrong with us feeling like, and it's not all of us. Some of us just don't have it. But those of us that have taken the calling and has listened to God, and like, whether you call it God, Jesus, whatever you want to call it, it's all the same source. We're all praying to the same source. So, you know, you do what works for you. And for me, my father is not these earthly things that was sent to protect me that tried to destroy me. It is, my father is Jesus. So I consider Jesus my father. It ain't even consider, like, bloodline wise, that man is my daddy. and I know he got other kids too, but that's my dad. Get over it. Like, but yeah, like I look at my life and I was made in his likeness, and shit, I feel like I'm almost, I'm just the girl version of him. Like, I'm the girl version of him, and I ain't in the business of saving nobody no more. You fucking save yourself. A lot of y'all don't even want saving. A lot of y'all want to take advantage and use people, and so that's that. I feel like, people who, want to do right and do good, they're gonna do it. And I ain't even just talking about good, because that's like a perception too. I'm just saying, like, do right far as what they're being led to do, because we all have different callings, and that's a lot of things that people get misconstrued. Like, say for instance, a woman is a stripper. You never know, she could have had a calling to be a stripper. She could have had a calling to be a stripper so that maybe she, could go through that experience and teach other little girls, like, maybe this is not the path for you. Life has gotten so fucking judgmental and oppressive. Like, I feel like when I was a teenager, like, that shit was becoming more free, and like, nobody gave a fuck. If you was gonna do you, you did you, and you had to take it up with God about what your consequences is gonna be for what you do wrong and all that stuff. But like, it was never our spot to sit there and judge the next motherfucker for what they chose to do. Like, if you like want to do what you want to do, like, you do it. I just don't condone you doing shit to kids. Period. The fuck, point blank. Kids are blank slates. No, they're not blank slates to me when they get here. Like, kids are who they are once they get here, and life literally tries to destroy what that is. And I feel like kids should be protected. Kids should be seen for what they want to do and what they want to be. If you're deciding to have a kid, you're literally a guide for them to complete their mission. However, if you had a situation like mine, your parent probably did not even allow you to try to complete your mission that God gave you. They probably projected their mission onto you because they failed it. And so they most likely failed their mission, so they tried to make you complete their mission, not realizing that your mission and their mission was not the fucking same. And we got to stop looking at our kids like they are like us. Like, no, they're themselves. And like, if sometimes when their child say they need to do this, or they're interested in that, you need to listen to your child, because that's what God is putting on their heart. Now, one thing I'm going to say is, what I've learned through this last mission is, I gave up my self-love to love the things around me that I cared about the most. And that is the most detrimental thing you can do for yourself. A lot of us take in being the perfect wife, the perfect daughter, the perfect mother, the perfect sister, the perfect cousin, the perfect friend, as in giving up yourself for others. That is so fucking toxic, and I don't ever want that to ever be projected into this world ever a fucking again. That needs to be taken out. You have to love you first. And look, I'm just now getting back to it. I do have my little struggles, because like literally for the last 11 years or so, I would just say, like, you could say the whole goddamn 33 years, I struggled with self-love. Even when I did find self-love and said, fuck everybody, I'm gonna just do me, it literally was out of anger. It was out of anger and just so much disappointment and defeat of, adults oppressing me. And it was just like, well, shit, I'm grown now. Like, you can't beat on me like you used to. You can't rape me. You can't take advantage of me. You can't do this. You can't do that. Like, bitch, now you need me. So I'm going to do me. And it came from a place of anger. And it was outrightly so. I should have been angry. And I am a person who know how to transmute anger. But I will say, this healing journey going forward, I feel so much more mature. Like, I do feel like an adult now. I felt like an adult all my life, but I actually feel like I have grown and matured into something really beautiful that I could never even like, and I smile saying that, because like, I couldn't even envision what I am today. Like, I couldn't envision that. Like, and I haven't seen, it all yet. This is just me being grateful for where I am today. But I still, like, it's a process. Like, I still have things to work out with self-love, but like, I'm getting better and better each day. Like, I am seeing parts of me that is like, girl, I'm so happy. I'm so happy for us. Like, I'm so happy for us. And I'm listening to myself more. And I'm being able to discern what is self and what is help and what is God, what is, Jesus, what is the universe, what is, my spirit guides, my ancestors, like, because I am a vessel. So, however, I have only allowed permission for things that are worthy and solid to enter this vessel. Nothing that is not worthy or solid can enter this vessel. Nothing can possess this vessel. You try to possess this vessel, I'm eliminating your ass. So I don't want nothing to possess this vessel. Self is running the show. But you can be here with self. You can talk with self, and self will try to get the message out for everybody else. But Latifah Cherie White is gonna be Latifah Cherie White. Now, I want to say this. Even though my name is Latifah Cherie White, if you don't fucking know me, don't call me Latifah. I'm gonna cuss your ass out. You don't know me, don't call me that. I don't like when people call me my real name that don't know me. However, you can call me T. You can call me unapologetically T. You can call me Tifa. You can call me Queen. You can call me whatever those little nickname variations. You can call me that, but don't call me Latifah if you don't know me. Okay? Thank you. So, but I'll be referring to myself. And yes, I talk about myself in third person. I don't give two shits. They be like, don't talk about yourself in third person. Like Latifah said, shut the fuck up. Like, really? You should just shut up. But, I'm just happy to be in a spot where I am just being able to see my glows and my grows. And that is something that I literally love, is just seeing how far I came. Even the uncomfortable parts, just knowing that, like, girl, you don't know one feel like that? Okay. Like, don't live. It's only from here. But if you catch my drift. But yeah, so childhood was fucking horrible. Like, I grew up around, drinking, drugging. All I know is drug dealers, murderers, killers. I did get the opportunity to rub elbows with other types of people, and I realized in all of that, we're all one and the fucking same. Everybody is just trying to what? To survive. Everybody is trying to survive. We're all one and the same, and that's why I don't like judgmental people. And it's an ugly thing. I got to be judgy, and it's ugly. It's ugly. It's ugly to be judgmental. Like, you should mind your business. Like, I understand if you get cringed. You can get cringed and ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? But don't project that shit on nobody else. You cannot be sitting up here acting like you are close to God, acting holier than thou. Bitch, you ain't close to God. You ain't close to nobody. You close to not healing. That's what the fuck you close to. And I could cuss. Like, God told me, don't worry about my mouth. Don't worry about my delivery. If the fuck you don't like my delivery, I'm not your messenger. This message is for those who like my delivery. And hopefully, maybe they'll change who can deliver, because a lot of y'all are speaking regular words and nobody can fucking hear y'all. That's why the kids don't like going to church and stuff. So y'all too judgmental. Y'all are too controlling, and you literally gotta loosen up and show these kids that it is okay to be yourself, and it's okay to make mistakes. And what is a mistake? A mistake is only, bad if you keep repeating the same mistake, and then it becomes a cycle. That's the issue. It's not the mistake you make, is that you shouldn't let it keep happening again. Because if you make this choice and it don't feel right, and you keep making it again, and that's what the fuck I was stuck in. I was stuck in a cycle of abuse. A cycle of abuse since I was a kid. I got, I guess, addicted to that cycle, and you know, made certain life choices that, yeah, I can handle this. I can do this. Like, don't fucking ever let me do that again. I'll take the thriving side of the contract, not the fucking surviving side. That's somebody else's turn. And I don't care who feels like I'm crazy, because bitch, I'm crazy. Like, I'm gonna own that. I'm crazy. And I just left insanity. And insanity is like hell. You might as well say insanity. You need to call that shit hell. Hell is insanity. And a lot of you bitches are trapped in it. Like, and for real, I really don't care if you get the fuck out ever. Like, cause some of y'all need to be stuck there. Like, some of y'all need to be eliminated completely. As far as spiritual terms, like, this is all spiritual. Spirituality. Like, talking spiritual wars. So a lot of things that, you know, I've been through as a child. I've been through incest, rape. A lot of us have, even though we don't like to talk about it, and then some of us haven't. But the ones that haven't, thank God that you haven't. Thank God that you haven't, because the soul retrieval that you have to do when you are extremely abused is fucking insane. It is very much insane. And there is help out there. There's help out there. You should seek therapy. I had a therapist who she was very knowledgeable, knowledgeable to no doubt, but very much broke a lot of different codes of ethics. And a lot of people think that because I am nice, and that because I was nice during that timeline and that time frame, that, you know, they were getting away with stuff. But you can't do shit to God's children and think that you're gonna get away with it. You are not gonna get away with it. It doesn't matter whether it takes a year, 2 days, 6 months, 5 years, 10 years. Like, you're not gonna get away with mistreating good people, kind-hearted people. You're not gonna do it. You're not. And I think that's what's wrong with society now, is the same way we look at instant gratification. Is the same way people look at mistreating good people. We literally are all here to be utilized. God created us to be utilized, but he did not create us for people to misuse us, to mistreat us, to take advantage of us in an improper way. We want to be taken advantage of in the good way. We want to be utilized in a good way. We do not want to be utilized by being mistreated, drained, fucked over with no Vaseline. We don't want that. So for the people who did things thinking that they were going to get away with it, and you weren't called to do that, you chose free will to do that shit, because that's what people fail to realize. Like, God gave you free will. Yeah, we sign contracts to be here, and we sign contracts to do things, but God gave you fucking free will. If you took your free will and did some fucked up shit with it, you gotta pay. And it's just as simple as that. You have to pay. So, cause my daddy telling me that, like, a lot of you niggas gotta pay. Like, y'all gonna have to pay. Y'all are gonna pay. And, it would be so sweet. What Tupac said, revenge is like the sweetest joy next to getting pussy. And I think, since I don't get pussy, like, it's the sweetest joy. Like, it is the sweetest joy. So, yeah, hide your kids from this video, because this video ain't for your kids. Unless you one of those real parents that talk to your kids, like I do with mine. But, yeah, so, horrible childhood. Good moments in it. I got to meet lots and lots of people as a child that were good people. I got to make so many connections, and some of y'all I don't even fucking remember, because I've been beat bopped Men in Black style to the point I can't fucking remember right. Which I hope I get y'all consent, because I'm tired. Like, don't fucking give me amnesia no more. I need to know what I need to know, and I need to remember what I need to remember. I don't want amnesia no more. And I'm demanding that because my daddy said I can. Like, I can demand what I want now. Like, and I don't want amnesia no more. Like, that shit is hard. Talk about walking through the fire. Like, how many times I need to do that shit? I don't know. And like, literally, because I guess I was born with a hard life. Like, I literally loved and enjoyed playing life on hard. I do not want hard anymore. I leave that for someone else. I like easy. I don't even want medium. I want easy soft. Like, I want to be pampered and spoiled. I literally am doing this with myself just by being, because I don't have the money, right? So I can't afford the softness that I envision. But the softness that I need at this moment is, hey Latifah, did you eat today? All right, come on, let's get up and let's go brush your teeth and wash your face. The softness that I need today is I just can't work in a regular job environment. Like, I have tried that shit for 33 years. It has never been me. I hated it from the moment that it started. I loved working. However, like, I don't like working in a traditional sense. I am a boss. I am an entrepreneur. I am a brains of an operation, and I just cannot just be somebody's employer and clock in each day at the same time. It's just so mundane to me. And it doesn't matter what shift. I've worked all shifts throughout my life. I worked graveyard shift when I worked at Greyhound, and you know, Greyhound was cool though. Like, that shit was lit. You just got to see some weird shit. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, if you want to talk about demons and angels, like, shit walked in through there. Like, it was some crazy shit going on. Richmond is just like, they said, like, it was a little thing on Instagram, and it was like the places in Virginia, and like Richmond was like fucking X-Files. It really is. But yeah, so like, literally, when I just said I just came from insanity, like, I literally came from insanity, because I literally have been bopping my head against the wall when it comes to my love life. Literally always picking, I ain't gonna say always picking guys, but I typically pick guys who had issues, because I had issues and I was afraid that I would hurt someone who was good. Anyway, so yeah, I typically did not pick guys who were probably up to par with me mentally. Like, I would say, like, intellectually. Like, because intellectually, I literally was born fucking highly intelligent. However, I never wanted to view myself as better than anyone or smarter than anyone. But I did not get a lot of attention growing up. So literally, and I was not probably equally yoked with most of my peers. Like, I felt like an adult by the time I even got into school. So I typically did not always fit in with my peers. Like, we always had, like, I felt like I was the one that was like on the outside getting hated on all the time. And I'm like, why y'all don't like me? And you know, it's just like, kids gonna be kids. And then the more I grew up, it's like, oh, y'all bitches don't like me because y'all jealous of me, like my mama said. Like, okay, I got it. Well, bitch, you gonna choke on your jealousy, because like, it got to that point. Because at first it was like, oh, I feel bad, like, why you don't like me? And then it's like, oh, you bitches really are jealous. And it's like, but you don't have to be jealous of me. You're beautiful in your own right. You're, you know, talented in your own right. Like, do you? And I feel like that's kind of how I went through life, is just trying to uplift other people. And it's like, some people just still was like haters. And I think you just gonna have that in life. I'm a psychoanalyzer. I like to know why. I was always trained to ask questions if I did not understand something. So like, I always want to know why. And when you dealing with certain people, you'll never know why. Certain people are rotten. I call them duds, empty vessels. Some people are just like rotten. Some people are not there. It's just a possessed little vessel, just floating around fucking with people. But, you know, things will work themselves out. But yeah, like, I literally just grew up in a space where I just never felt like I fit in with my peer group. When I did find people that I fit in, just know, like, I fucked with y'all. If I chose a friend that I liked, we was set. We was locked in. But if a bitch chose me, 9 times out of 10, that one was not a good pick. But so I typically chose men, though, romantically, that I guess I felt like I could be myself with, because I wasn't prepared to do the work to face what had happened to me. Typically, if you grew up with me and you were a close friend, you probably didn't even know half the shit I was going through. You didn't know that I was getting sexually abused. You didn't know, my aunt tried to kill me. And you didn't know that, like, a lot of shit was designed to kill me, and I just kept going and all that shit. Like, there's images that, I am, memories. I call them images, but they're memories. They pop up, and people call that post-traumatic stress disorder. For me, it's like, now, even when those images pop up, they do not have the same effect on me. I gave that to God. Well, Jesus, God's son. I gave that to my dad. Like, take that. I don't need it. So it's there, but it doesn't hurt me or affect me the same. Like, literally, my family, basically, not all of them, but my family basically was sent to destroy me, I feel like. And I don't really give 2 fucks. I'm gonna be me. I'm protected by God, and they gonna be them, and I'm gonna watch them suffer. And it's just as simple as that. And I'm a dark bitch, and you just gonna have to get with it or get lost if you don't fuck with me because of how I speak or what I think. I think, you should go somewhere else. And I'm happy with that. I'm literally at this point where it's like, I just have to be me. I can't hide me. Now, granted, when it comes to certain settings, I was raised to conduct myself in a certain way. Like, if I'm going to a holy place, like the mosque or the church or a church event, anything that, like, is surrounded around religious, ideologies, I am going to change this potty mouth. Like, that makes me respectful, not fake. So it's just knowing your audience and your crowd. This shit is my safe space, and if you don't fucking like my delivery, you don't like me, you don't like, oh, well, you shouldn't tell people that they're gonna suffer because they did something to you. The fuck I shouldn't. I'm going to do it. Matter of fact, I am making a burn book because Regina George needs to get hit by another fucking bus, okay? She needs to get hit by a bus. Again. Her and her goddamn puppets. It's time for her to get hit again. And anybody who knows what I'm talking about is the Mean Girls reference, and I'm a real fucking mean girl. I am not Lindsay Lohan. I am the actual mean girl. Like, this is hood bitch style. Like, this is not goddamn prep university. This is a hood bitch burn book, and it is coming to fruition. I am starting it. I was starting it in my phone, but I said, let me write this out on physical paper. And then I might just burn this shit for real. Like, even though the burn book is made because people burned you. But I might just burn this shit so it can come true even quicker. So, yeah, that's that on that topic about the romantic shit. You gonna have some tangents in here. You just gonna have to get with it. But, yeah, that's that one, the romantic situation. But, like, I never loved myself, and I can admit that I always struggle, even when people thought, like, oh, like, she's confident and she's like, I never loved myself. I always felt like I was unworthy, even though, I got praised and all that stuff. It was just because I felt like I wasn't worthy. I felt like I wasn't good enough. And it's like, I'm finally in this space where, like, bitch, you the best. you the best that ever motherfucking done it. Like, you are the one. And not the two, but you are the one. And that's not a bad thing. Like, I used to thought like, oh, that's being conceited. Fuck that shit. Like, be conceited. If you don't love you, if you don't care about you, who the fuck can you care about? Like, you're teaching your children, you're teaching others to fucking drag you. Because they be like, oh, well, you don't care about you. Like, I'm keep doing this shit. So I had to learn that too. Like, I thought that being a mother was supposed to be that I give myself completely up for this other being just so they can get where they needed to go, and then I could worry about me again. And it's like, that is the most toxic thing that you can do to yourself and to your child, because look at me now. My child is about to be grown in 4 more years, less than 4 more years. And if I would have waited till she was 18 and she went to college, like, literally my identity would have been lost, and I would be doing what I'm doing now when she's 18, because I gave all my shit to her and my partner and friends and family, and it's like, you left with like, well, who is Latifah? What do Latifah like? And it's like, I get that chance to do this before she goes off. I get to, teach her that, like, how I parented her was not, the most correct way. We make mistakes as parents. There's no perfect way. But I get to teach her, like, that's not real love. Like, I should have loved myself. I should have taken breaks. I should have, allowed you to spend time with other friends and family members. But I loved her from a very anxious and scared place, because I was sexually abused and because I was abused physically by so many people, that I felt like I couldn't trust people with my child. It was deathly fear. Like, deathly fear. Like, for me to let you watch my child was me trusting God. Like, I literally would hear God say, like, you need a break. Like, she gonna be okay. I'm gonna look after her type shit. Like, this person is, you've known this person. They are okay. Like, you can let her be. But nobody talks about that. Like, when you have been abused and sexually abused and all that kind of stuff, I feel like if you are at a point where you know that it happened, even if you can't remember every detail and stuff that happens, you come from a place of fear when you raise your children. Like, you raise your children very overprotected, and it's very detrimental for them and for you, because you're basically living in a constant state of fear. So it's like, now I'm at this space where, like, ain't nobody gonna do shit to me. I will fucking kill you. Like, if you try to rape me, you try to hit me, I'm gonna kill you. And it is my God-given fucking right to self-defend. I don't give a fuck what the court say, what the law say. I'm going off God's law. You fucking try to hurt me, you try to kill me, you try to take me out, I'm taking your ass out. And it's just on sight. It's on sight. If it's me and you, or if it's me or you, bitch, it's you. It's not me. It's gonna be you. It's gonna be you every fucking time, because I'm not doing it no more. I done put my blood, sweat, and tears into this fucking game. And if anything, like, I feel like the world owed me. But I never even felt like that, even though I feel like the world owes me. But I'm always gonna be the one that I'm always be the one that build this shit back up for myself. Man, don't nobody owe me no motherfucking handout, even though they do. But I'm gonna build this shit back up for me. And if you give me a handout, I'm gonna fucking receive that shit. I'm gonna be thankful. I'm gonna be grateful, and I'm gonna take that shit because I deserved it and I earned it. Ain't nobody giving me shit. I put in work. So I literally still gonna be a person that, like, I gotta get it how I live, and but I'm living on soft and easy, so I'm still gonna just get it that way. And but I feel like, just, I don't know, I know I've built myself up from the ground. I have been at the bottom more times than none. I'd have fucking thrived at the bottom. Like, I think that's when you know, like, that's when you know you the shit, is when you thrive at the bottom. Motherfuckers don't talk about that shit enough. Like, to be able to survive at the bottom and then thrive at the bottom, that's a superpower. Like, you are a super person. Like, go ahead and take your superpower. And I think before I skipped over this, like, I was getting to a point about how, no matter who you pray to and all that shit, like, we all are gods in our own rights. Not all of us, but the ones that answered their call. The ones who have proven themselves worthy were made in God's image. So you might hear some people saying, like, I'm a god. They are a god in their own right. It's only wrong to do that when you start to feel like, you know, you're the main source. As long as you know you're not the main source and that this is a fucking collective body, then, you know, you good. Like, but we all gods and we all are made in God's image. And I'm talking about the worthy. I ain't talking about the scum shit. The bottom of the barrel, that fucking scum chum, the chum bucket at goddamn SpongeBob. No, it was Plankton's shop. Like, I ain't talking about the chum bucket, that shit at the bottom of the barrel. I am talking about people who have proven themselves worthy. You're definitely, like, God is, goddess, like, goddess. It's just saying God is, like, it's just a cute version of God. So, like, a lot of people be just getting caught up on what idolization mean. Idolizing shit is making an image of God. Like, how about that? Y'all don't talk about that enough. Idolizing shit is, you know, wearing a cross, thinking that, you know, it brings you closer to God. But we don't talk about that. So stop being so judgmental and pick up a fucking book. Like, if you don't get knowledge downloaded to you, pick a fucking book up. It's in a book. Just read. And I know, like, I took Charlotte to meet her grandparents this year, and her grandfather's wife, which is not her family, and I mean that shit, her son seemed cool, but not her. But yeah, she tried to insinuate, like, I told her, like, I grew up in the church, and you know, I studied Christianity since I was little. She tried to minimize my learning of Christianity, and said, well, it's different when you learning in a Sunday school. Bitch, in Sunday school, we was learning about that real deal shit. We was learning the same shit y'all was learning in there. Like, we learned about Sodom and Gomorrah and how, you know, what sodomization was and all that shit. Like, we was learning about all those stories. I literally was that kid who could tell you all the chapters in the book from the beginning to the end. I could do it forward, and I could also do it backwards. I could also tell you, like, Bible scriptures. Like, I could quote Bible scriptures. It's in here somewhere. I really don't want it, because if I need to look at a Bible scripture, I can just look it up. But literally, I was that kid. Like, I was that fucking kid. I was a whiz kid. And you know, the church is what kind of, like, the people in the church was kind of like, it just seemed hypocritical. And it's hypocritical because people are too fucking judgmental. We have to start coming from a place where we are human. We listen and we don't judge. It is hard. It is fucking hard. We can listen, and I don't even think it's just we listen and we don't judge. I think we should understand and not judge. We should, you know, even if we can't understand, not judge. Let that shit be somebody else's shit, whether you understand it or not, and keep it moving. We just need respect and treat people, you know, decent. One of the golden rules I learned as a child was to treat people the way you want to be treated. And it's so far from the fucking truth. They have manipulated and distorted certain rules, and I'm here to restore some of them. And anybody else who wants to restore rules, please do so. But the real golden rule for that one is treat people how they fucking treat you. Period, the fuck, point blank. If somebody hits you, don't turn no fucking other cheek. You hit them back in their cheek. What the fuck? Like, why would I turn my other cheek for you? Crazy. That's all I can tell you. You teach your child what you want to teach your child, but your child hit my child, I'm gonna teach mine to hit yours back. And that's just that. My ancestors went through motherfucking slavery and had to be beat the fuck up, more than beat up. We've been tortured. We've been eaten. Our hair is still being found in fucking chairs, like furniture chairs. Like, people literally are finding our hair in furniture, where they stuffed their fucking furniture with our hair. They used our skin. They ate us. Like, they literally ate us, like, because they thought they could harness our powers. literally, fed us the gators. Is one lady, I think, from Georgia that I can never forget out of my mind. I don't know if it's Georgia, but it's definitely south. And basically, she was trying to take up for her husband. I forgot what they accused her husband of, but he was innocent. And she was trying to, take up and protect her husband. She was pregnant. And I see her name and her face, but I just can't make it out. There's actually a placard for her somewhere. I think it's on a bridge. Look, I'm having a little moment right now. So I'm literally doing like some ass bash shit. But yeah, I see that. But she was literally cut from her stomach. So while she was pregnant, they literally cut her stomach open. Her intestines came out. Her baby came out. And then I think they hung her or something like that. They might have hung her and burned her. I don't know. I don't remember all the deets. But that shit happens. And it is not the only thing that happens. If you want to know some more horrific things about Sassy, you stink. My dog just farted and it fucking stinks. Bitch, get out. Get out! Get out, Sassy. Gosh. Does anybody want a dog? She's pretty. You can have her, but she stink. Ugh. Anyway, that took my whole train of thought. Like, ugh. Ugh. It's still in there. It's still in my mouth. This is a moment. But anywho, so yeah, like, we've been very much mistreated. Don't tell me I can't defend myself. I would never, ever again turn no motherfucker other cheek for nobody else. Bitch, you hit me, I'm gonna beat the fuck out you. And then I ain't gonna know when to stop because that's on you. Okay? That's on you. You fuck around, you find out. That's all I can tell you. You wanna fuck around, you gonna find out every motherfucking time. So all I can tell you bitches is, and niggas, I fight niggas too. And I really don't have to fight you. I'll get somebody else to do it, but I like a challenge. and I could beat your ass every time. So yeah, literally, like, we've been mistreated so bad. How the fuck dare you teach us to turn the fucking other cheek? Why would you manipulate that in the Bible? Like, a lot of this shit was manipulated in the Bible. It has nothing to do with God, nothing to do with Jesus. Y'all just, drinking some Kool-Aid that tastes god awful. And I just want y'all to stop. Like, just please stop. If you hold people accountable for what they're doing, like, they will have to stop. Like, if the village get in on it and the community get in on it, like, they gotta stop. They don't have no other choice but to stop, or they're gonna fucking disappear, right? So you literally have to have such a strong faith in God that God protects you. God protects you through many ways. And start holding these people accountable. What they do to you, they deserve that and worse. Like, that's just all. Like, you gotta fuck around and you gotta find out. Yeah, I'm trying to find some lessons in my life. I just want to say, like, I don't know. So me, I know who I am. I'm a motherfucking genius. I've always have been. I just never like taking credit for it. Not only am I a genius, I am a vessel that a lot of things like to channel through. And it's cool. I don't know why I was chosen for this, but I'm happy. I embrace it. I have control over it. I'm just happy to be back to myself. Like, I get emotional when I think about that shit. Like, I'm happy to be me, and it's my turn to thrive in a soft way, like in the softest way possible. Like, I am a girl, but I'm a hood nigga. I'm a real nigga in here. I like to dance. I like to talk shit. I feel like in here I used to like to gamble, but I don't gamble because I don't play unless I can win. So I don't call it gambling. Like, I call it like, shit, if I can't see how the fuck this game is rigged, then I don't play it. So that's why I don't like playing cards, because I will count cards on your ass. Like, don't play with me. I'm a little too advanced for this shit. So it ain't really playing. But I do like to play mind games, but I do want to chill on that, right? I want to chill on that, because I do play a lot of games in my head, but it came from childhood. That's all I did as a child was play games, and it kept me occupied, and I spent a lot of time alone, and so that shit definitely kept me occupied and made me smarter, and I think that's one of the problems too. Like, I don't think it's like enough people that that can be up here with me. But there are those out there. I've met them, and y'all dope. I love y'all. And even like everybody, you know, I got levels for everybody. Like, shit, ain't nobody that I can't be around. I can fit in with everybody. Like, so, but that was a problem too, because some people just don't deserve access to you. So you gotta use discernment. That is the word of the day. Discernment. Discernment. How can I put this in Hoodman's terms? You know, like layman's terms, Hoodman's terms. How can I put that in Hoodman's terms? I don't know. I'm gonna come back to that one. Like, what could I say for discernment that would be like niggas in the hood would understand? That shit is situational. I guess that's how you put it. Like, that shit is situational. It depends on your situation, not everybody else's. Not what happened for so-and-so. It is situational. Use your fucking situational. Your situational meter. Like, use your discernment, nigga. Like, and that's what I was getting caught up on. I was looking at shit like it is white and it's black. Nah, nigga, it's some gray areas. Like, you gotta use discernment. But I think, like, one of my biggest lessons was to be myself, be okay with being myself. Like, I am a dope ass bitch. I've met people that don't like me, but oh well, like, I'm dope as a bitch, and I attract dope ass people. So whoever you see around me gonna be dope as fuck from now on. Like, you ain't gonna see nothing around me that ain't dope. I don't give a fuck what it look like. Just know that if it's around me, it serves a motherfucking dope ass purpose. And like, I don't know. So like, being myself was a big one, a big lesson this year. I wouldn't even say this year, but just looking at the whole thing, or I can even look at the last 11 years, because I've been dissecting my life into like 3 segments. And so it is year, you know, born to like 10 or 11, and then 11 to like, you know, 20 something, and then 20 something to 33. And even though I'm 34, like, I'm just looking at 34 was the year of healing. 33 was the year of figuring it the fuck out, learning the lessons I needed to learn, saving the people I needed to save, helping the people I needed to help, being a martyr, just all kinds of shit I did. I did some awesome shit during that time too. Even though I was, you know, learning some shit I needed to learn and doing some fucked up shit, I've done some amazing things. I literally went to school. Oh my God. But yeah, so I'm sorry about that. Not sorry about that. Okay, this is another thing. Let's erase sorry out of our vocabulary. My ancestors have had to be sorry for way too long. We have had so much sorrow to carry, excuse me. I don't want to carry it anymore. I'm tired of saying sorry. It's gonna be excuse me or my bad. But I'm not doing sorry no more. Like, I'm not sorry. I can do apologize. But I'm not doing sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry what the fuck soever. The people that should be sorry is the people that keep abusing and mistreating people. Those are the sorry ass people in the world. But let's replace sorry with excuse me or pardon me or I apologize. And even pardon me is a little skeptical though. But yeah, so I don't know where I was at in this because I had to pause. What was I at? Let me pause again to get to it. I don't know. I was talking about being in looking at my life in these segments and just realizing there's things that I've realized, like, life requires discernment. Nothing is ever like cookie cutter. You have to be flexible in your thinking. You definitely, if you're in survival mode, that was another thing too. Like, being in survival mode makes you have to think fast. Like, you're always boom, 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 boom. And like, I always been like that. Like, I always been like making these decisions so fucking quick. I never like just sit on a decision. Like, somebody give me an offer or somebody ask me, do I want to do these things? I never ever was a person to be like, well, give me 3 days to a week to, you know, let me look over this and let me check this out and let me think about this. I was always that person that like had to make these quick decisions, and it'd be like, okay, this offer, let me weigh my cons and my pros, and let me boom, 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 and all right, next thing. Like, it's just like, if you see Men in Black and you see a nigga in the post office and he's just like back there sorting the mail, that's just me. And it's like, I'm now afforded this lifestyle where I can literally slow down. I could be fast when I need to be fast, and I could be slow when I need to be slow. I can be in that middle section where, you know, it's kind of like just right. And yeah, it's like, it's a lot of unlearning and retraining your brain. Woo, coming out of missions and where you had to like have amnesia and not know who the fuck you are, or what the fuck you was doing, and all that shit. Like, it's literally, nobody talks about that. That shit is hard. And I am more than grateful for my support team. I've had no one physically like around for real, but I felt everybody who was somebody's. I felt your presence. I felt very loved and very taken care of, even though no one was here to hold my hand. I thank those who have always saw me, no matter, you know, what I was going through, what the fuck I looked like on the outside. Those who saw that inside. Those who saw me for me. Those who knew my heart. I will forever appreciate you and be grateful for you. Those of you who were, you know, for a season, thank you for, you know, what you brought to my life. Those of you who were rotten fucking tree limbs, fuck you. That's low. I'm sorry, that's just who I am. Like, God loves me, he know my heart, and he know that y'all secretly wanted me to die slow. So like, why can't I say it out loud if you can do it in secret? But yeah, self-love is, I feel like that's been a big one. You cannot want and seek love if you don't love yourself. I mean, you can, but you're probably not going to get the right kind of love. And you just got to know what love is for you. I think we don't talk about that either. Like, love is different for everybody. And I think that's why we have such a hard time, because it's like, well, what does love look like? And you only know what love look like for you. Like, that's why different relationships look different. Like, you can see somebody who have a relationship that's like completely different from what you have, but they're happy as hell. And you're basing their happiness off of, you know, well, they're not gonna be happy for long because they're doing this and doing that, and the whole time that shit works for them. And you over there miserable because you don't know what worked for you. You going by society norms. So I think that self-love, love in general, but you can't really receive love in general until you start to love yourself. And I'm not perfect at this whatsoever. Last night I was just crying in bed, like just crying, just bawling. And I think I'm gonna be crying for a couple of years now. I've held in a lot of tears. so whoever's supposed to be holding me at night, just know it'll be some nights where I cry. Like and I feel like that's a huge step for me, because it's like I got to a point where it's like, bitch, why you shedding tears over this shit? Like, this shit ain't worth shedding tears over. And the whole time, like, to cry is healing. To cry is it's a release. It's needed. Like I have made videos on the night that I cried. I never was fully transparent on what made me fucking break. They know who made me break, but they tried to do that shit on purpose, and it worked, and I'm happy that it worked. But I literally, it took 3 days. Like, I literally was hurt. I was devastated. I felt like I had just lost everything. I'm like, I already lost everything, and I'm losing that too. And it's just like, but it was needed. It was good. And it wasn't good at the time. That shit hurt like motherfucking hell. Like, don't nobody, look, them cries, when you do them cries of joy, or it's like that brief release. But that one where you got like snot bubbles and you can't breathe out your nose, like, that one hurt. Like, that one hurt. It's like, bitch, use your mouth, like, cause you about to suffocate. Like, matter of fact, just cut the tears. Like, we gonna have to come back to this another time. Like, because like a bitch couldn't breathe that night. Like, my heart was hurting. Like, it felt like I was gonna have a heart attack. It felt like, you know, I was gonna suffocate to death. Like, that shit was just crazy. Like, crazy painful. And I understand why people don't want to heal, because like, that shit hurts. But it don't hurt nowhere near as bad as going through the abuse over and over again. I can say that. Like, I will take the crying. That this too shall pass. Like, cry at night, smile in the morning. Like, have joy in the morning. Like, I'll take the crying. But yeah, like, I literally had a situation where, like, I felt like I had lost everything, and it's just like, I'm at the point now, it's like, bitch, you ain't lose everything. You still got you. You still have you. Like, and that's the most important thing to have. And I think that's what all those deaths were for. Like, they were getting me to choose myself, choose my child, and choose myself over my child. Not only was my relationship toxic, my mothering was toxic. Like, I never took breaks. I had my child while I was pregnant, like in labor. Like, I literally was preparing to go to class that morning while I was in labor, but my mom got sick, and so I had to stay home. I was still gonna go to class, but then I just kept feeling weird, and so she went to the hospital, and I just was like, you know, I'm gonna stay here. I ain't feeling that great. I remember eating a plum and like just feeling sick to my stomach and throwing up. And because I ate healthy with her while she was pregnant, while she was in my stomach, and not my stomach, my uterus. And I ate healthy with her, and I couldn't eat a lot with her because I would get sick. Like, I had morning sickness, day sickness, night sickness. I had to eat light. So literally, I ate the plum. I remember just getting sick to my stomach, and I was like, I'm just gonna lay down. But mind you, my uncle was there, who he had dementia, and I had to watch him because my mom was at the hospital, so we never liked leaving him home by himself because he would walk off, and it just was a danger to leave him in the house by himself. So I kind of stayed there, like, going through labor. I couldn't sleep, but I couldn't stand. I was just restless. And I was in denial that I was in labor, but I would go and check on my mom. I think once that pedophile came to the house, because at that time he was living in the basement. And when he came, I literally left and went to go to the hospital to check on my mom. And literally, like, you could see my stomach contracting, because like my stomach, it got big overnight, but like it still wasn't like a big baby bump, but like you literally could see her moving through my shirt. And what happened, my mom had her own situation going on, so I kind of like stayed with her till she was gonna get a room. But I had to literally go back to the house to check on my uncle because my stepdad had left out. And so I go back to feed him and make sure he all right. So then I go back to the hospital. She still ain't got no room, and I was just like, she could tell I was in labor, and still was worrying me the fuck to death. But yeah, like, she even called my brother and told him that she was in the hospital. I don't know what the fuck she told him, but I know he called me and laid me out like, I don't know what the fuck y'all doing down here, and you know, you need to help mom. And I'm like, bitch, I'm the one here helping her. Like, she's dragging the shit out of me. Like, I'm literally working, going to school, plus pregnant, and literally the one is helping her right now. Like, so we got into it, and I had to hang up in his fucking face. Like, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck she'd have told you, but you'd have lost your mind calling me. I would kill you right now. Like, I'm in fucking labor. She set you up. You should have called him, not me. Like, fuck. Better for you to go up against my dad than go up against me. Like, fuck. Like, definitely at that point. At that point, like, nah, I could have lifted the whole bus. But yeah, so I literally was in the hospital after I gave birth to her, doing homework. I had her in the hospital by myself, which I didn't want her sperm donor to be there, because that's all he is a sperm donor. He ain't her daddy. He's just a vessel. Like really. So literally she came, and I definitely, you know, was in the hospital doing homework. Probably stayed in the hospital like a day because I had natural childbirth, so I was able to get released sooner. It was a day or two. I know I ain't staying that long at all. And went back to class and passed my exam with an A in biology. I remember I had a biology exam. I went back to class that same day that I think I got released, and came back, be mommy, and it's been that from that moment forward. It was just me trying to hustle through college. I hustled my way through the streets, so it was like, now I gotta hustle my way through college. And what I can say is I just feel like I've mastered those levels of the world. Like, so I've mastered the streets, I've mastered, you know, academia, which people don't talk about it enough. Like, definitely was very, very intelligent. So like what I learned in college, I definitely learned some things, right? But what I came with a certain set of knowledge that I already possessed, certain set of wisdom that I already had. And I love college because of the connections I could make, but it's not that college is not valuable. College is very valuable, but it is valuable to a certain set of people. Not everybody wants to go through those, you know, long-term learning and challenges. Some people just want to learn what the fuck they gotta learn to do their job, and that's why we need vocational schools. But we also need to keep academia going strong, because there are people like me who really like academia and learning. And I will say this though, like, college needs to stop trying to force people of color to hide who the fuck they are. I feel like we should be able to speak freely. I'm not talking about curse words and stuff like that. Like I said, it's all about a setting. Conduct yourself like you're supposed to conduct yourself in certain environments. But I feel like when I was in college, like, I felt like I couldn't talk like my hood self. Now, granted, if I'm writing a fucking academic paper, literally should make sure my grammar is sound, make sure that everything is academically sound. That's the name of the game. However, I feel like if we're in class and you talking to me and I'm asking questions or answering questions, like, I should be free to talk like my hood ass self. I should not have to hide who I am just to be in that setting. I do want to see that change. People of color for far too long have had to code switch, and I don't think we should have to anymore. Like, if we want to talk that shit, we should talk that shit. If you can't understand us, say you can't understand it, we'll say it clearer for you. Because I can say that shit the hood way, and I can say that shit the other way, but either way, you heard what the fuck I said. So, like, don't try to be dumb. Like, and then sometimes white people don't understand. Like, it's certain white people that don't understand what we're talking about. Like, they just don't. And you know, you're just gonna have to, you know, elongate. You're gonna have to say that shit like drawn out. Not too drawn though, because that's a lot of the southern shit is either shortened or either it's like drawn out. I guess you're gonna have to say that shit in layman's terms, because in hoodman's terms they don't understand. Um, what else do I want to talk about today? Because it's not even what I wanted to talk about. I just felt called to talk about this shit. Uh, I hate that when you feel alone and you tell people you feel alone, that they say like maybe you should be alone. Like fuck that. Like I feel alone. I've always felt alone, and once again that goes back to having self-love. But no one talks about how it's human nature that most of us feel like we want to be with our partner or our person that we have in life. And I definitely have this huge void. No, it's not a void, it's a longing. It's a longing to be with a person that I'm supposed to be with. I don't know who they are and I don't know where they at, but I do feel like that I'm embracing that it's okay. Like I know that there's somebody else out there that's supposed to be with me. Is not no complete me. It's not going to make me feel better. Only I can make me feel better. I mean, you know, certain partners do have the healing ability to heal each other and help each other heal, but you got to be receptive to that. So I do understand that, like, I have to be at this point where I'm receptive to that, and I feel like I'm just so much there. And at the same token though, it's like I just feel this longing to be with someone, and I don't know who they are. I don't know where they are, but I just want them to know that, like, I already love you for you, and I love me for me, and I hope, well, it ain't no hope. You gonna have to accept me for me, and I'm gonna have to accept you for you. I am fucking batshit crazy. I'm a lot of fun. A lot of fun. It'll never be a fucking dull moment, a dull day. It might be a sad day sometimes, but that shit happens. And just know that, like, I accept you for you, and you're gonna have to accept me for me. And when that day come, I'm ready for you. I'm gonna cry like a baby, and all that shit. So I am so grateful for God getting me to this point. I'm grateful for the universe. I'm grateful for my ancestors, my spirit squad. I'm grateful for my earthly vessel friends who love me, and my I call it, I don't even say friends no more. I call it my family, cause y'all my family. Y'all are friends that are soul family. I did not get to have like a strong family unit growing up. My family, like the people that were good in my family to me, our interactions were very inconsistent. Like it was never like, I'm gonna see my cousin this year for Christmas, or I'm gonna see, such and such, all the time. Like it was never this consistent thing. So literally I grew up learning to get this shit on my own. And I used to feel sad about it, but like that shit made me a beast. Like I can't take none of this shit back. As hard and as hurtful as it is, I can't take none of this shit back. Like this shit made me who I am. Like I graduated from college with 3 fucking degrees by the age of 24 or 25 while I was pregnant. I popped that baby out, and I'm going to say it vulgar like that. I did it with no meds. This ain't, no slight to no women who had to have, medications or C-section. I did that shit with a midwife. Like, I wanted to do that shit natural. That was what I wanted to do. It don't always work out like that for everybody. My heart goes out to you, but I did that shit natural. I did that shit. I felt all my pain. That shit gave me power to feel all that pain. People don't realize, like, pain, people who keep trying to put you through fucking pain, they ain't doing shit but making you stronger. So hang in there. Hang in there. That pain gonna be your superpower in the end. So get through that shit. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't get over it. Don't just jump over it. Because I jumped over it all my life. And I'm so happy that the last 11 years was me realizing that I can't just keep jumping over this shit. I can't keep just jumping over it, because keep jumping over it, like, God can literally bless you with everything you've ever desired. And if you keep jumping over your trauma and jumping over your pain, and when I say jumping over, I mean just that. Like, this shit happened. I'm not gonna deal with what's in between. I'm gonna just jump over and get to the point of healedness. And you really are never healed. What you end up doing is creating another cycle, because you never completed the cycle. So you create another cycle that's actually even fucking harder than the cycle before. Sometimes it gets even harder. Sometimes it's one and the same, but you still have to complete that cycle out. And once you complete that cycle out, like, guess what? You done with it. You ain't gonna never fucking go back to that shit. You ain't gonna never let nobody fucking treat you that way ever again. You ain't gonna never do none of that shit. And all the people who fucking tried to bury you, they're gonna have to sit back and watch you succeed. Like, whatever success is to you, they're gonna have to watch that shit. That's gonna be their punishment. That's gonna help them die slow, is to see you be powerful, you be beautiful, and you be successful. Like, that shit is gonna eat at their soul. It's gonna eat at their soul. So when you hear me say, like, oh, they're gonna suffer, or they're gonna get what they deserve, or they're gonna disappear, I don't mean physically. I mean, like, spiritually. Like, your ass is going to be in a world of pain watching me succeed, or watching that other person you try to tear down succeed. That is gonna be your fucking punishment, bitch. Like, you cannot walk around here trying to throw dirt on goddamn seeds and thinking they not gonna grow. Bitch, the fuck? I am the rose that grew from concrete, bitch. Like, you thought you could take me out? You thought you could take me out? What? Man. I'm up. I'm awake. The bitch is alive. Y'all thought I was dead, but all hail the queen, because she's here. And she here to stay. And it ain't nothing you can do about it. A lot of people be talking about move in silence. I'm moving the fuck out loud. My niggas gonna move in silence. That's who gonna fucking move in silence. I'm gonna move out loud. How about that? Just like that chessboard. Some niggas gonna sneak around. I'm gonna move out loud. How about that? And you know, this is all spiritual warfare. And I'm sorry you went up against the wrong team. You went up against the wrong team. And I was never fully asleep. That's the funny part. I was never fully asleep. I was just half woke, which I feel like sometimes can be like the worst. Because you're like somewhat aware, but it's like you can't do shit about it at the time, and you can only hold on to what is happening. You can only take names. You can only, do but so much. So we here now, though. We here now. I've started from the bottom so many times, and now I'm here, and I ain't even where I'm supposed to be at, right? Well, I'm where I'm supposed to be at. Let me rephrase that. I'm where I'm supposed to be at. I'm always gonna be where I'm supposed to be at, because I believe in God. However, I'm not even where I'm headed to yet. And when I do get to where I'm headed to, if you hated me then, you're gonna really fucking hate my guts now. Like, I just can tell you that one. But if you sat through all of this, bless your heart. You're gonna get through whatever you're getting through. Look, I keep getting told, like, you have no idea how this shit is gonna be. Like, you have no idea how wonderful things gonna be. You're gonna get what you deserve and more. And it's actually, it feels so good, because, like, I'm actually satisfied with where I'm at now. And it's like, people don't talk about that shit. Like, it's like everybody always chasing, like, oh, what the end result. And it's like, just get through what you gotta get through. And I'm grateful for these milestones. Like, you saw what I looked like when I first started these videos, and look at me now. And I still ain't where I'm gonna end up. Like, I'm still, you think I'm beautiful then, you think I'm beautiful now. This shit ain't about no outside appearances. Fuck all this. This is a meat suit. It's a beautiful meat suit. It is a meat suit that keeps me alive and well, and I love it and I appreciate it. Like, but this is a meat suit, and it's bigger than that. It's bigger than the suit. It's bigger than the vessel. This shit is about, you know, us as a collective. And I'm just happy that I am in a better space. I'm in a better space. I cry when the fuck I need to cry. I'm in a space where if you think you gonna invade even my personal space with some rah-rah shit, I'm gonna take you out. I don't even need a gun. Like, I don't need a weapon. Excuse me. I don't need a weapon. Like, I will take you out with my bare hands. Like, you can fuck around and find out. I don't walk alone. I've never walked alone. God walked with me. My daddy walked with me. So I don't know. At this point, like, you playing a dangerous game to like try to come up against me or my team. So I think that's about it where I wanted to go with this. I think just gonna keep on, and that's gonna be that. Like, I ain't got no other choice but that. Like, right now, like I've always been saying in these videos, my money funny, but I have been finding joy, peace, and happiness. I have been learning how to be vulnerable. I've been learning how to ask for help. It's hard. I'm still working on that, but like, I've been doing it. I've been asking for help. I have been feeling the less amount of guilt and shame in my whole fucking entire life than I ever felt. Like, guilt and shame is basically non-existent in here. It's okay to, you know, feel like, you know, maybe I could have did something better, but like, that guilt and shame shit, that shit is like a spiritual demon. Like, what the fuck you even need that shit for? Like, keep that shit going. Like, you make a mistake, keep it going. Don't keep repeating the same mistakes over and over again. So I do have lots and lots and lots and lots of self-love for myself. It's only the beginning. I'm going to keep working at it, keep going. Charlotte and I did get to take the trip, and it was such a beautiful experience, and I think that definitely helped a whole lot. Just getting out, and because I'm an adventurous person, and for some reason, you know, being in that relationship, it was just so filled with like fear and codependency, and like I couldn't do this without him. And it was like, bitch, I lived a whole life before you. Like, nigga, I was terrible. I was terrible. Like, nigga, you thought you were me? Nigga. But I had to play my role. This shit is a movie, and I play the fuck out of that role. Like, nigga, do you not? You don't know who I am, do you? Like, let me remind you. And he had to be reminded sometimes. Like, a lot of people don't realize that he had to be reminded. Like, I was a victim. So the fuck was he sometimes? You tell the truth, you shame the devil. And that's one of my favorite sayings. When I see the devil coming, I be like, the devil is lying. Like, go on about your business, bitch. Like, you gotta go. Like, shit. And anybody who thinks that, you know, like, I'm devilish, I am the devil, like, I suggest that you feel and see me as however you see me. But just know that I am a mirror to you. So whatever you see reflected to you is what you don't like in yourself. So you gotta wear that shit. I'm not wearing it. I know who the fuck I am. And yes, bitch, I can be devilish. And so the fuck should you if you are really, you know, one of us. You just need to learn how to control your devilish shit. Like, that's a lot of y'all problems. Y'all don't have no self-control. And yeah. But yeah, you ain't oppressing me no more. I am a lot of things. So whatever you see, if you see a freaky whore, then bitch, you don't like the freaky whore in you. Like, cause I am what I am. And I'm okay with it. And whoever is gonna be in my space, whether it is a family member, because I said I ain't having no more friends. My people that was solid, my day ones, my day twos, my day threes, like, y'all proved yourself worthy and solid. Like, it's cool. Like, you cool. What I can say though is, like, I can only be there for myself and my child right now. Ain't nobody hanging on to no coattails or none of that shit. Like, nah, bro. At this point, the same way, I got it how I got it, you got to get it how you get it. And, that can be help sometimes, but I can't be available for help all the time. And where the fuck I'm going, you ain't gonna drain me. You ain't gonna drain me. And I stand on that shit. Because I actually, did a call. I listened to a calling to ask motherfuckers for help. And God knows, I lose weight before I ask to eat anything off anybody's plate. Like, I will lose weight. Literally. And literally, I asked for help, and that shit brought out some shit in some people. And I'm just like, well, thank you, God. Thank you for letting me see who was who. And this ain't even to the people who didn't respond at all. This not even to the people who could not genuinely help. This is to the people who you thought that your lack of help was gonna fucking stop me from going anywhere. like I was being called to go on this trip. I didn't say, we're gonna just go drive to Texas today. Like, I don't make moves like you. Like, I make moves based on a calling. What's wrong with y'all? It was a calling, and I was told to go ahead and humble myself and ask for help. And I didn't want to do that shit, but I did it anyway, and I'm happy I did. There were people that could help, and they did. There was people that could help, and they didn't. That's their choice. Like, I don't have no ill will towards you. There was people that played motherfucking mind games with me when I asked for help. And God knows your heart, bitch. Like, I don't need to know your heart. Like, God knows your heart. I ain't God. Like, I'm God. Like, but I am not the ultimate source. Y'all keep playing. So, God knows your heart. God knows your heart. And God sees all. That's what I'm going to be saying when y'all do shit to me. Just know shit gonna happen. If I got to say God sees all. Oh, God sees all. He really does. Well, I don't look at God as he or she by itself. I look at it as it's just all. So, yeah. I'm happy. Can't you tell? Like, I'm just playful. I love to play, but I don't want to play, about everything. Some shit I want to be serious about. But these videos, I do what the fuck I want to do. Or what I'm called to do. I'll say that, what I'm called to do. So, I am being called to get off. And I just want to say I love you to those who love themselves. Because if you love yourselves, then you are a loving person. And keep your head up, keep going if you're not where you were destined to be, and just keep going at that shit. Like, the only way you can fail is by giving up. Don't give up. If you don't give up, you still gonna get there. Yeah. So, many blessings on your path, on your journey. And, we all just trying to get to our destination. And we'll get there. Stay faithful. Stay on your prayers. And keep going. And don't let no motherfucking body, no matter the title, no matter the fucking relationship, hold you back, pull you down, or tell you what you can and cannot do. Most of them motherfuckers are telling you what you can and cannot do because they failed. Like, it's just simple as that. They cannot dream big because their dreams were not ever, complete and finished. So they can't see what you see. They don't have the calling that you have. it's a meme around Instagram. It's like, shit, don't nobody know what your calling is but you. It wasn't a fucking conference call. It was a singular call. Like, you know what you gotta do. Keep doing it. I know what I gotta do, and I'm gonna keep doing it. And you know, for me, I don't want much in life. All I wanted was love, and I'm getting self-love, and it has opened up so many positive things within myself, and all I'm looking for now is, you know, what my happiness is, that most people don't even really give a fuck about. All I want is to have my own family. Like, really, you know, the riches, the nice cars, and all that luxury shit, it seems nice and all that stuff, and it can make life softer, but for real, all I want is self-love and love from my family. Just making my own real family. So at first, when I did these videos, I didn't know whether I wanted to have more kids and all that stuff. Like, but all these kids that I've came in contact with are my kids in a certain way. They ain't mama kids, they their daddy kids, but they my kids too. I love them all. Tifa love the kids, period, point blank. But Tifa wants to have her own family unit, and just be able to continue to look out for the nieces and nephews, because I look at them as my kids as well. There are kids that are, you know, basically from other people, but they're mine too. And so I just want to be able to have a loving, healthy, and happy relationship with a husband who respects himself and respects me, and make some babies. Make some babies. And, you know, just always have this fine balance where there is time for myself, self-love time. That should be every day. And just time for myself, time with me and my husband, time for himself, what he want to do, and then time for these kids and what they need to do, and just live peaceful and happily ever after, because that shit does exist, and we need to stop saying it don't. It does exist. Now, we're going to face challenges, but it does exist. You can have an easy challenge. People don't talk about that. And I pick easy soft, but I'm out. So I'm out. Peace out. And fuck you to those who don't fucking like me. I don't fucking like you either. And guess what? When I be laughing sometimes, that's just my crazy coming out. So, if you ever see me, but I don't think I'll ever see any of my enemies. Like, they will never have access to me. I hope y'all seeing this. You know, the real enemies. Like, but y'all probably too dumb to even sit through this whole thing. So, yeah, I said it. I said it and I meant it. And I'm gonna get off of here because a lot of my personalities are showing, and and even though they're pretty fucking amazing, I just want to hold them and keep them with myself right now. And I'm outie.